Happy holidays, Capricorn. Welcome to your Teen Rune Scope with me. My name is Amanda. I will be using the Medieval Scapini Tarot deck for this month's readings by Luigi Scapini. I also did want to mention, if you didn't get a chance to catch it live last month, I appeared on an internet radio show with one of my students that she hosts at Solar Temple Radio over on Blog Talk. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to that, I'll provide the link here again in the video so you can check it out. We just talked about the runes and intuition, spirituality in general, how to develop psychic abilities, that sort of thing. So if that interests you, be sure to check that out. Also wanted to mention I will have holiday gift certificates available through December 17th if you want to give the gift of a reading to a friend or loved one. Just get in contact with me by December 17th. That's the deadline. After that, I'll be away for the holidays. So make sure you just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. And it's just a PDF file. I email it to you, and then you can print it out and give it to someone or email it to them, however you'd like to do it. But let's see which runes want to speak to you for Capricorn. Please do keep in mind, as always, these are general readings. So what that means is not all of these messages will be specifically for you. Some will be for other Capricorns out there watching. That's why I always recommend that you also watch the video for your rising sign as well. That can give you a bit more information. It will also contain some more messages for you. Of course, the only way to get a reading where all of the messages are for you is to schedule a private appointment with me. I do those on Skype. They're $5 for minutes. So just drop me a line at the email address in this video or below the video if you want to set up an appointment. And I mentioned it earlier, runescopes4u@gmail.com, and we can get that set up. Now's a great time if you want to kind of see what 16 holds for you, because I normally book up pretty quickly in February. So if you want to beat the rush, get ahead of the game a little bit, so to speak, go ahead and schedule that for her, and we can take a look at that. But let's see here, Capricorn. Just kind of taking in what's happening here. Focus for the person coming up. You've got a person coming up here. So Queen of Swords in reverse. Again, normally associated with air signs. So Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, sun or rising sign. Doesn't have to be a female though. In the reverse, this is somebody who is, she could be sending troubling communication. She could be, she could deliver news that is not, doesn't exactly make you thrilled. This could be somebody that you're just concerned about who's going through a difficult lesson. Because we have need coming up here. So, but whatever need also symbolizes whatever someone is going through, it's necessary. That's kind of the message of need. Yes, it's tough, but it's necessary. So, this could be the Queen of Swords in reverse does tend to have a problem with, she could be a bit dramatic over the top, especially with her words. Should be this could be somebody who's disconnected from reality in some way. This could be somebody who is over medicating. This could be somebody who's got an addiction issue and or is over medicating with prescription drugs and is kind of like not seeing things the way they really are. Or it could just be somebody who is unable to kind of see the big picture of something. So and Capricorn, if you are this could be you. I mean, we all have traits of all of the elements. So whenever any of these court cards show up, any of them could always be you if you are kind of taking on traits of that person or that sign. So this can also be somebody who has a real problem being honest. For some of you. So, and it could be that through her dishonesty, she's causing chaos. She's causing others to have to, not know how to help or not know how to deal with a situation because she is kind of blowing it out of proportion. And a lot of that was messages for specific people out there. Because she will kind of figure in all of your lives differently. Again, what's your rising sign? That can clarify, because you got a lot of people. Got a lot of people coming up here in the reading. But those of you who are dealing with this, if it's not her lesson, it's yours. Maybe it's your lesson to stand up to someone. Maybe it's your lesson to, I don't know if you can hear the geese. They're like, we're out of here. It's getting cold. I take that as a sign from spirit. So yeah, some of you out there, this is a lesson for you. And it's, again, necessary that you not let someone distort truth, not let someone be sneaky. I mean, these swords people in reverse can be particularly sneaky, and they can trick you, and they can trick others into believing things that aren't true. They're very good liars, very good at dishonesty. So for whatever reason, Capricorn, this is on your mind. I don't feel like it's going to color the whole month because there are other people popping up here. But it is going to be a situation that at some point you're tackling and maybe trying to figure out, okay, how do I deal with this situation? How do I deal with this person? So that I put a stop to it, so that I learn the lesson and I don't have to keep dealing with this. I feel like you're going to come up with a way to deal with it that is completely different from what you've done before. And that's probably going to be best. If you've handled a similar situation in the same way before and it didn't have a good outcome, or if it didn't feel satisfying to you, try it a different way, for sure. Now, we also have King of Wands coming up here in reverse. And so this is normally associated with fire signs. We also have Queen of Wands coming up, also a fire sign. So we got a male and a female fire sign here. Again, doesn't have to be, but probably associated somehow with Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. In the reverse, King of Wands is also a bit of a troublemaker. This is someone behaving erratically, not thinking things through, jumping to conclusions, rushing into situations without doing any sort of thinking about it. Fire signs are particularly known to be risk takers, but when they're in the reverse, this can indicate somebody who has who has not thought things out well and gotten himself into some trouble. And there is, with the runes around this, there is disruption coming up around this person. Now, he could be causing disruption in your life there's a laziness here when it comes to, with Urus here in reverse, that also indicates like a male who's letting someone dictate to him. He feels like someone else knows better, or someone else is, in a position of power. He's letting someone kind of take control of a situation because it means he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to do the work, or he doesn't have to kind of put any effort into it. And he'll be different for all of you, how he figures into your life. This could be a relative. It could be, your lover. It could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, an ex, somebody who is just a very kind of chaotic, disruptive influence. And, in this case, it looks like there may be chaos around him because he hasn't taken control in a way that he should have, or he hasn't taken control of his own life or outcomes. He's letting someone else kind of run the show to his detriment, but also by extension, it's affecting other people. And he could also be causing chaos in your life, Capricorn, because he is coming up. If this is someone close to you, it could be someone there could be surprises around this person, just unexpected occurrences. All due, anything he's going through, though, again, he kind of has brought it back on himself. Now, the help that's going to be available to you comes in the form of partnership, because you have the Lover's card coming up here. So those of you who are already coupled up, I don't, this would probably be an ex then, or a soon to be ex, if that's the way it's figuring in, because there could be someone new for you single Capricorns out there coming in, or a newer relationship. And I feel like you're going to be busy with that. There's travel indicated. Some of you could be moving in or talking about planning for that. For those of you that you are female, this is a male that is very he is one who kind of takes care of you. He's very, proactive. He's very, this is not somebody who would wait for you to approach him. He would very much be the kind who would take matters into his own hands and actually, speak and let you know that he's interested. So a very masculine guy as well. Now, those of you coupled, I mean, it just seems like this is going to be a month where that's where you go. You're kind of talking with your partner about all this chaos going on with, these two people in particular, and how it's, if they're connected, which they may not be. For some of you, they will be connected, and because we are around family, it could be for a lot of you stuff that comes up around the holidays or before the holidays. But you do have a relationship that is kind of your escape, or it is kind of your, you can just kind of vent to this person. I also think that there's going to be a lot of like running around, out and about, spending time with people that you are particularly close to. This does not have to be a love relationship. This could also be a good friend, seeing good friends, but it is normally, particularly because this is associated with Gemini, one-on-one interactions, two people. Now, if you are single, it is going to be when you're out and about, whether you're male or female. It is going to kind of be when you're out and about that you could meet someone. So, not long distance travel necessarily, although it could be, but I mean, yeah, just maybe out running errands, out shopping, out, doing your daily stuff, out for lunch, at work on lunch break. It can be in those situations. And I see a lot of messages going back and forth, a lot of communication for whatever is started in her. And for you, there could be a big victory when it comes to love in her, because that's also what this rune can mean, besides symbolizing a masculine influence, just finally feeling like things are starting to pan out, or finally feeling like things are moving in a stronger direction. And those of you who are already coupled, this is definitely a situation where you're feeling like your relationship is stronger, based on shifts and changes that maybe you've made. So maybe some of you have been working on a long-term relationship and now as you're looking back over the year, kind of feeling like, well, we have definitely strengthened our bond here. What can't be changed about the month? We've got Two of Coins coming up in reverse, and also Fehu in reverse. Spending a lot of money, Capricorn. In fact, you'd be concerned about money. There may be, I'm sorry to tell you this, I know, because Capricorn, you're very money conscious. I know I'm going to get comments. Oh God, don't shoot the messenger. There's either a big expense along with Christmas. There's either, if you celebrate that, there may be a situation where you just, something has to be fixed and it's costing you a lot of money. Those of you who have your own business, or particularly a business partnership, it may not be making as much money. Maybe it's not so much a holiday focused business, and you're finding this is your slow time. Some of you could find out that there's going to be a separation. There's going to be, maybe there are some layoffs going on, and maybe you're concerned about that. I don't think all of you are going to be laid off or anything like that, but you could be worrying about that, because this is really just kind of worry. And maybe not wanting to spend as much because you're not sure kind of how things are going to pan out. So that is, make sure you're not worrying yourself for no reason, but if you can kind of hold back and maybe spend a little bit less, or kind of make your budget a little bit smaller, I feel like that will make you more comfortable about this. But and I'm sorry to deliver that news, but gotta tell it like I see it. Otherwise, this is no help to you whatsoever. So Yeah, if you're already kind of feeling like things be a bit unsure on the job front for next year, particularly, you might want to start looking around and seeing what's out there. January is particularly a fantastic time to look for new jobs, and so you might want to kind of see what's out there right now. But yeah, some of you may just be. Where was I going? There was another message trying to come through with it. We'll come back to it. I'm sure it'll come back here. No, here's what it was. Some of you have been planning to travel or planning to go somewhere for the holidays, and you decide no, because I'm not going to do that this year because it would be better to save. But don't worry yourself over nothing, because you Capricorns can tend to do that when it comes to money. Not the best month for new ventures with job. For whatever reason, you find that you also find that a bonus or something you were kind of counting on is either less or than you thought, or it's going to be delayed, or something coming up with where, you're not going to have money you thought you had coming in time. So knowing that, maybe you can kind of, if you're watching this on the number side, plan a little bit to maybe dip into savings or have like a plan B for any funds that you were expecting to get in or which would be delayed for some reason. Now, towards the end of her, we've got the Queen of Wands coming up here as our tarot card, and then some delay runes. So, Queen of Wands, again, normally associated with fire energy, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. She is coming up in the upright. So, if this is you and traits that you're taking on, I feel like you are going to be moving forward or trying to get as much done as you can. I feel like the only thing that would hinder you would be just the time of year that it is. And especially if it's on the work front, you're trying to complete a project, you're trying to move ahead with something or get your plans going. Everybody kind of checks out that second half of her. So you may be finding that the people you need are not there. There are delays in communication, or, I can't finish this until people get back from the holidays, that sort of thing. So, but there seems to be for most of you a goal that you are focused on, and maybe you have to kind of table it or put it on hold at the end. But, that's okay. I feel like you will, this is a reasonable goal. This is not, just because you have to put it down for a minute or take a break and you can't finish it. If you can't finish it, you can't finish it. You can't wave a magic wand and make people appear that you need to finish a project. Or maybe it's the time. Maybe you just don't have time with all the holidays and things. However, whatever your intentions and whatever, I feel like you're very passionate about this, because again, fire talks about, what we're passionate about, our desires, what we want most. So I just feel like you're going to be anxious to get back to it, anxious to get back to this particular project or what you were doing before the holidays. So they also be around, if she's another person, this could be somebody that is going through a divorce, a separation. It may not be final, but this be connected to this disruptive news that you hear around this King of Wands. Maybe these two are connected. And maybe she's a member of your family or someone you're close to. And this is her, someone she's connected to causing problems, either her soon-to-be ex or an ex-husband, something like that. So that's another way this could work, because I do have the rune of Isa and just... I also feel like there's going to be some ice for someone. They're saying just be careful, don't go out if there's ice. There'll be something you really want to do, but there's an ice storm, or there's a lot, because Isa literally means ice. So it's kind of like, oh, we really wanted to do that, but we can't go out. You know what? You don't want to mess with that. So just remember that. And for those of you where, you're in cold climates and you have... if you were planning to go somewhere and there starts to be some ice, just, spitting or whatever, I would delay that and kind of wait and see how things go, because it looks like it could get pretty bad and I wouldn't want you to get kind of stuck out there or get in an accident or anything. So just kind of keep that in mind. But that's what I see for Capricorn. It really is a good month for love and connecting with those closest to you. Whoever's causing disruptions, don't let that kind of color the whole month, or don't let that interfere with the good stuff. going on. Focus on, for some of you, it would be that you're wanting to get back to this relationship. If you're like away for the holidays, you want to get back and see your honey, and spend some more time together. So that'd be another way that works. But so yeah, don't let any disruptions or disruptive people, don't let them color the whole month for you, because, it's kind of up to you what kind of month you have. There are challenges every month. It's just kind of a matter of how are we going to get over this hump, or, deal with it. So yeah, but try new ways of dealing with it. If you've tried something before and it didn't work in a similar situation, if you want different results, you got to change the recipe. So give that a go. That's what I see for Capricorn. Happy holidays once again, and I'll see you back here in February.